Yesterday there was a large sudden storm. The fuel was soggy, so the scheduled pit firing didn't happen. A lot of the ceramic objects that were being made got pretty soft. One side of the bellows started to slump, so Ralph had a bit of work to get it fixed so that he could finish it. It's done now and looking beautiful. Since everyone was busy repairing what they had been working on and not much exciting was happening, I thought I'd talk a little about the background of the Vounous Symposium and what it's all about. First of all, Vounous is located on the north of the island near the modern village of Châtelquois in the hills overlooking the Mediterranean Sea. It's the site of a shaft-grave cemetery dating from 2400 BC. Ever since archaeology became a legitimate academic pursuit in the mid-1800s, Cyprus has been a focus of the profession's attention. The first mention of Vounous as a Bronze Age site was made by Einar Gerstad, a PhD student funded by the Swedish government. His doctoral thesis, Studies on Prehistoric Cyprus, was published in 1926. The Swedish Cyprus expedition team, under the direction of Gerstad, continued in 1927 and 1931, during which time they excavated some 25 sites all over the island, including the necropolis at Vounous. The excavated area of the Vounous necropolis consisted of rock-cut chamber tombs that contained a large variety of red-polished pottery, in addition to terracotta figures of carts and plows pulled by horses or cattle, copper alloy tools, weapons, gaming stones, personal ornaments, as well as spindle whorls and loom weights, and a single tuyere fragment. The finds were divided between the Cyprus Museum and Sweden. The Swedish share amounted to some 12,000 objects, as well as 5,000 boxes containing pottery sherds. In 1931, the Carreño District Police discovered red-polished vases looted from the site of Vounous. The curator of the Cyprus Museum reported that an extensive area had been looted and urgent excavation was required. Soon after, another excavation was made for the Cyprus Museum in 1931 under the museum's director. By the end of the excavations in 1932, a total of 48 tombs in the western part of the necropolis were opened. In 1937, excavations were continued by J.R. Stewart of the British School at Athens. In 2 years, Stewart excavated 85 tombs on the east side of the cemetery. The objects excavated were divided by the Cypriot Department of Antiquities and Cambridge University. All of the expeditions took vast quantities of objects from museums and universities in Europe and the US. A percentage of objects were left in Cyprus, but almost all of those were taken to the Cyprus Museum in Nicosia. The loss of these objects created a cultural void and a loss of patrimony. It also commodified the objects. Despite laws regarding looting, people saw unexcavated sites as a source of black market income. A solution to these problems needed an approach that would create a different sort of value to the island's cultural heritage, one that would create a renewed connection to the past and a sense of cultural pride and community. In 2014, Ralph Arsenault proposed a unique solution to the problem. He organized a project in the village of Akdeniz on the northwestern coast of Cyprus. He assembled a team of 34 ceramic artists to recreate the effigy statues that were excavated in 1929 by Gerstad. The statuary recreated during the symposium addressed the cultural loss of the hundreds of statues that were taken from the village. Today, the replica statues stand on display in front of the municipal building of Akdeniz. The project not only returned the material cultural heritage of the region, but it also became the beginning of a larger project. The people who worked with Ralph wanted to continue working, so in 2017 a site was found and government permission was given to create the first Vounous Symposium. 80 artists and craftspeople assembled to study and recreate Vounous pottery. The symposium ran for 2 weeks and included activities for the public that included archery, craft workshops, concerts, an introduction to archaeology for young people, and a large ceremony with costume reenactors. The ongoing symposia has created a community from the participants who gather from around the world to attend and return every year to continue the work. The symposium creates a sense of connection to the past, to the place, and to each other.